Well, find the second largest element in an array. Given an array element, you have to find the second maximum element in an array. The first line denotes the number of test cases, the second line, and then for each test cases we have the amount of numbers in the list and the list itself. Well, the simplest approach here is to sort the lists. So for instance, in case when you have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, it becomes 7, 6, 5, 4, 2, and obviously the second in the list is the second greatest. So the simple approach is this. This is what I do in this solution. For each test cases, I read how many elements are in the list. I split the list into the numbers. I get the max. Well, and to make sure that the second number is different from the max, I go forward until I found the number that is not equal to the max, that is lower, and that is my solution. Now if I submit it, I will get the answer that it is correct. Well, of course, this is n log n. Now I brought down another algorithm instead of sorting. Is I first find the max, then I build the list without this max, and in this list without the max I find the max, which in this case is the second largest max relative to the previous list, and I get the same result, the same in this case the complexity is the on, because actually I scan the list 3 times in the end, but still okay, I can do better, of course, and not necessarily create the new list. I just let's say I start from 0 and say while minus n, and okay, I just other max, okay, I assume that is not that error positive. Yes, of course, it's -1. Okay, yes. While I minus n and L E. Okay, well, for some reason the recording stopped. Now this is the algorithm at the end. What I do is I after I retrieve the max, I remember this value and I will scan the list the second time. I will as these numbers are all positive, I'll write down as a -1 as for the starting value, and I will go through through the list from the beginning, and for each value I will check that is less than the max, that that I found previously, and it is greater of the max of the value that I found so far, and at the end this value is what I will, and if it is the case, I will assign it. At the end, the value which is being returned is the second greatest value. This is also works, and the complexity is O to n. Now this is I want to scan this list only once. How do I? So I will want to write a method scan once to so okay, let's get rid of these two. So that I can concentrate only on this method. Okay, and the parameter have, as we know, we have the how many numbers are in the list and the list itself. Okay, now let's think of this the two scenarios. For instance, let's pick this scenario that is interesting. Now, what do I want to do in these steps? At the first step I want to assign was to I want to go from the beginning to the end and remember and update the state according to what I've seen so far and what I've seen after the first I see the first two number. I know that I will call the greatest B1 and the second greatest B2. So in this case B1 B2 is equal to 87. At the second step B1 B2 is still equal 8 to 7. Okay, but this does not change. So this now let's get another scenario. For instance, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now in this case I have 4, 2. Then at the second step I have 5, 4. And at the third step, for instance, I have 6, 5. I want to add another test. In this case, that you have a situation like 2, 4, 7, 6. Okay, I explained how I'm planning to do this in this example. In this case of 2, 4, 7, 6, 5, 6, 6, I will go B1, B2, 4 and 2 will be how I assign it. Then I move on to this one that I will sign, and I would like to be 4 and 7. Then B1 to B2 is 7, 5, and then the last 5, 6. Let's try to begin. I will have 0 L1 and I make sure that okay, I will just yes, reverse is true. So this is what at the beginning. Then I will go from I will have to scan all of these, the ones that are elements that are after that. So in this case, let's check this case. If x is greater than b1, then b1 becomes x. No, well, of course, I have to b2 b1 becomes b1x, and this is actually this case. Else, if x is greater than b2 but is not greater and x minus b1, well, of course, which means which is not is different from b1, then b2 becomes x, and that's the case on this one. And you are done, actually. It is what I tried to achieve. I'd like also to have the situation where in these cases it will still be 2, and also in these cases not printing the result. And we still be 2. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 test cases. Well, of course, I need to. Well, of course, this is x is the one I have to return. Okay, in this case, now that's interesting because it doesn't work in this case. 7, well, it doesn't work at all, actually, because it's actually b2 that I want to return, obviously. Okay, that doesn't work exactly what. Okay, because it's actually what I do is this first assignment, so it's actually not right. There's actually thought I was thinking of a different problem, so let's just change it. And put it to -1, -1. Just. -7, -1, 6, 2. Let's add okay, and I probably this is definitely the best solution that you can have, because you can here you scan only once this array and you get the second largest number.